Listen, okay, I know we all want to write our short film as the opening scene 24,000 feet above Rome with a Tom Cruise lookalike jumping out of a private jet. But as an independent filmmaker, you have got to check yourself. We gotta write smarter than that.
Work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. You see me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me about that work, 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 work.
Hello, beautiful, energetic filmmaker. Welcome to episode 1 of How to Write Your Short Film Series, Writing Your Script. Listen, and that doesn't mean that stuff like that isn't awesome, but do you have the budget to do that? And if you do, by all means, follow the rest of my tips and then make your movie. But if you don't have the budget to do that, this video is all about writing a script that you, as an independent filmmaker, can actually make. So here are my tips. My first tip for writing your script is actually reading scripts. I would read as many scripts as I can get my hands on. There is a certain genre that you love. If you love intense movies, you need to read at least 5 scripts a month from intense movies. This is just a part of the process. If you're a writer, you need to also be writing scripts so you can see how the professionals are setting things up and how they're getting it done. It's one thing to watch a movie, to watch a TV show. It's another thing to read the script and watch the episode or the movie and to really figure out, okay, this is how it was written, this is how it was filmed, this is how it was produced, this is how it was directed. They're all different things, but it starts with you writing a movie that your director can direct. And listen, you might be like me, you might be a writer and a director, but my next tip, you're going to have to do for either. And that's your research. If you're writing a movie set in 1960s Los Angeles, how are you going to write the movie if you don't know their slang, how they were talking, what they were dressing like, what were people doing at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in 1962 in Los Angeles? You need to do your research, okay? Every single film starts with that. It's important. And just a pro tip, you can actually use ChatGPT to actually do your research for your films. So if you're doing research on bipolar disorder because your main character has bipolar disorder, you can ask ChatGPT questions about bipolar. You can ask them to tell you the 10 most common mannerisms and characteristics. Like, you can really dive deep into your research. I mean, sometimes I even give my characters zodiac signs. I get into the thick of it. Now, before you even start to write your script, I would suggest writing your log line. What is your log line? That's basically the core of your story. Your log line should be able to tell me what your film is about in 1 to 2 sentences. I should want to watch your movie because of your log line. The next step I do before I actually write my script is doing a film treatment. So I use websites like Canva to do my film treatment. This is where basically I set up the who, why, what, where, when. I set up my characteristics. Like I said, I like to give them zodiac signs. It gives them more personality for me. This is where you set up the eating for breakfast. Like, what do they do? You may or may not be an outline type of person. I'm not particularly an outline person. Kind of, it's like scribble what I do. Basically, like I write by what I want to happen, right? So if I know for a fact that somewhere in my movie, my character is at a bus depot screaming in front of a crowd, right? I know that I want that to happen in my movie for intensity purposes. So what I'm going to do is basically write around. So I write around my intense scenes or the things that I know for sure that I want to happen in my movies. I write those things down, like a list of 5 to 10 things that I know for sure I want to happen, like a beat sheet. And then I'll go and I'll actually start the rough draft. So I use Final Draft to make my scripts. I know that there are other free programs out there, but look, okay, final draft is industry standard, so I'm doing industry standard stuff. So that's what I would recommend. I know there are free versions out there, but I would recommend just investing in yourself and getting final draft. One page in your script is actually 1 minute in your film. So if you write a 20-minute short film, that's going to be 20 pages, essentially, so you can kind of time yourself out. And listen, we're making a short film that we can make, okay? Make it easy on yourself. Start your script with 1 to 4 characters, please. I promise you. Until you've made a few movies, you really want to keep your characters as minimum as you can. That actually creates a good story. Another tip that I have about writing your script is you should seriously consider keeping your script down to 1 to 2 locations, okay? When you're an independent filmmaker and you're making your own movie, unless you're paying for multiple buses to ship everybody the equipment back and forth and you got days on days on days to book that pier space, I would keep it down to 1 to 2 locations, seriously. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all an example from one of my pages for my short film. I'm going to have it on the screen for you here. So your scene header is your slug line, basically, right? This is interior or exterior, right? This is your setting, specific, where. For example, interior, office, daytime. Here's another example. Exterior, parking lot, nighttime. Your action line is going to be what's going on in the scene. And then you have your dialogue. That's kind of self-explanatory. Alrighty, so now you're all ready to write your script. You're ready to do the first stage in actually making your short film. Congratulations. Now, once you're done writing your script, make sure you check out my video on everything you need to know as a producer somewhere above. Alrighty, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure that you subscribe and you like these videos. And if you found this video helpful, make sure you drop a pin in the comments.